Hi friends, David here from Learn Stage Lighting, and today we're back at it with the Volux Spectra 300. This is our second look at this fixture, and in this video I'm really going to work through all of the parameters on it, show you kind of everything it can do, all the features, and talk about after a year and a half since we first saw these, and we've sold these to a bunch of customers, the good, the bad, and the ugly on this fixture, the Volux Spectra 300. Let's dive in. Okay, so for those of you who haven't seen this fixture before, the Volux Spectra 300 is a 300 watt LED fixture. I believe they rated at 13,000, 11,000 lumens, something like that. And in general, size-wise, it is a good fit for like a 575 source 4 brightness in terms of replacement if you're looking back to old school fixtures, and generally keeps par with other 300 watt fixtures with CMY that are on the market. The difference, and this is a common theme with Volux fixtures, is that their pricing, when you look at it compared to other fixtures on the market, is kind of nuts, and it makes you wonder, is this thing legit or not, right? Is it as good as they say it is, or is it a piece of junk? Well, I'm here to tell you that it's definitely not a piece of junk. Volux prices their fixtures very, very attractively, and over the past year or so since it first came out, there have been a couple changes to the fixture. This fixture has had all the changes. They changed some gobos, they changed some colors, and then we've also had the opportunity, I have, to repair this fixture because we've sent it out for demos to customers multiple times, and the last time we sent out some demos, it bounced between a few different customers, ground shipping during the holidays. You can guess what happened. It got beat. And by the time it came back to me, the pan sensor bolt had been bent, unscrewed, and sheared off. The color wheel had lost its sensor completely, and there were a few other things to tweak and work with. And so the cool thing is we've used it, we've abused it with the fine folks in the world of ground shipping, and it's the holiday season, and we've repaired it. And so now we can talk about all that stuff, okay? So the first thing you're going to see here is I have it open with the Prism, and we'll shine it at the wall and pull it up on the other camera in a couple minutes. Since the original review recording, Volux switched out the 3-facet Prism for an 8-facet Prism. It looks really nice. The 8-facet does a little bit better with through the air projections. It does have a hole in the middle, whereas the 3-facet was more oriented towards projecting the gobo on surfaces and not having a hole in the middle, just being like a Venn diagram of 3 circles overlap. The other thing they changed is they changed a couple of the gobos. I have no issues there. I think they made good choices. Not a deal breaker either way. In terms of reliability, we've sold a bunch of these to customers, and they're pretty much always surprised with how quality the fixture feels. And in terms of reliability, we have had 0 issues except with shipping. And to counteract that, I mean, some of them you can't get around, right? Like a forklift goes through the road case on a freight shipment, you know, any light's going to be toast after that, right? But in terms of these fixtures being reliable, we had a few broken in ground shipping. That honestly happens a lot with moving heads that are around 30 pounds and about this size. It's just the size of box that someone can pick up by themselves in shipping. But it's heavy enough that they set it down hard, they drop it, it falls. This category, this size of fixture, we see across all the brands more shipping damage than other fixtures. Okay, so nothing new there. But in response to that, Volux has redesigned the ground ship packaging, the cardboard box packaging, to include more padding so that there aren't issues with that in the future. So let's dive in. Let's go over to the other camera, and I want to sit down in front of the console, in front of the computer, and look at all the features of this fixture, show you how they work, and show you what we think of them a year in. All right, so we're over here, and I am lowering this camera so that I'm actually in the shot. And first thing we're going to do is walk you through those color and gobo differences from the original video. So you can see here, we've got it on the wall. Try to find a way to get my face out of it. And so the Prism, as I mentioned, is that 8-facet Prism. So if we, for example, pop the gobo out completely and go back to the Prism, there's Prism in, Prism out. Get myself out of the shot actually so camera will focus. Real nice. we are in autofocus. And so you see, it's an 8-facet with a center, a hole in the center, very typical for beam projection. If we do things like pop a gobo in it, you can see it starts to look really nice, but it's definitely more of a air projection type prism than a surface projection. Gobos, as I mentioned, a few of them changed, nothing too exciting. Actually, let's just go ahead and pop out a prism, run through those for you real quick. So this first one is the rotating wheel, I believe. No, the fixed wheel, sorry. So we've got a nice dots. Let me just get this in focus just a little bit better for you. So we get some nice gobos of various sorts here. Then our second wheel are going to be our rotating ones. We'll go ahead and pop that in focus for you real quick. Everything focus, all the features work really well on this fixture. There is also an autofocus, which allows you to set a distance in meters that you're projecting, and it does keep the fixed gobos in really good focus, and it does have some adjustment. I believe I go over that in my original review. So you can see here a variety of nice gobos. What I do like about their various gobos is, like any good fixture that we recommend, there's gobos like this that obviously give you a really great projection of the beam through the air, look really nice. And then you've got gobos like this, more of a surface projection type gobo, especially when combined with the old Prism, right? Looks really nice, fills out the space really good, especially if you do like soften it. You can get some really cool texture-y stuff. As you can see, put that on surfaces. If we go to the lower end of the focus, this is actually really cool, that we are able to eliminate that hole in the center of the prism on that, which is super nice. And we're getting a little bit of LED banding, but I believe there is there a control on the PWM in here? There is a PWM control. So if you do get that, you can change the PWM of the fixture to get it to go away, but I think that's mostly just Moyar effect from that LED wall. But there is a control channel for that. In terms of colors, there's also a nice color wheel. Bunch of good options there. As we've mentioned before, the zoom is one of those things that sets this fixture apart, because if we pull out the prism, we're able to zoom it from a very narrow to a very wide. You see it does so fast, it does so efficiently, it does a really nice job. And when you look at that beam through the air on the other camera, you could just see how we zoom it in and out. You can get a really tight beam looking type fixture, but you can get that wide, that really soft gobo projection. You see that? It looks so nice. In terms of colors, pretty much all of that stayed the same. It's a CMY color mixing system, which we love. So you can go cyan. We'll just pop them in quick. Magenta, yellow. Very quick, very efficient. The CMY systems have also been reliable for us, which is a really big deal, because in CMY systems, especially when they're fast, they can have reliability issues. But with Volux, we really have not seen those. They initially offered these actually in that road case, which is a 2-fixture case, and they had issues with those tipping over and sometimes breaking CMY flags. I can tell you that wasn't an all-the-time thing, because I actually had mine knocked over by somebody fairly recently, and it did not break the CMY flags. But regardless, they fixed it now with a 4-way case, so that it's not going to be tippy. But in terms of features, in terms of reliability, there's also a CTO wheel. Works really nice. And in general, it basically does everything it's supposed to. It moves smoothly. It does a very good job. Got this nice frost to soften out gobos, etc. It is variable, which is something you don't see a lot at this price point. And so, in general, when you start to combine, all of these features together, you can really get some really amazing looks out of this fixture. And that's ultimately what we like about it so much. Just, being able to go ahead. I'll grab a split color quick. Being able to go ahead and just, get some really cool looks out of a small, compact fixture that is at an incredible price. So if you've looked at the Spectra 300 before and you think, hey, you know, I'm kind of looking for this beam spot hybrid that I could use to light people with a good color quality at times, but also use for air effects, also use for, you know, projecting onto surfaces, use for gobos through the air, gobos on surfaces, and have that ability to get multiple looks out of a fixture and get CMY mixing at a fixture that at the time of this recording is priced better than anything else on the market. I would take a good look at the Spectra 300. It's a really great fixture, and like I said, you know, we've put some time on these things now. We've got some people using them in rock clubs, using them really hard, and they're performing exactly how they're supposed to. When any problems do arise, the Volux team, which people go, hey, Volux is a newer brand, you know, do they take care of their customers? They do a great job when there's been shipping damages or anything else. They're quick to respond, take really great care of our customers. We've had nothing but success with these fixtures. Isn't the perfect fixture for everyone? If you've watched us before, you know that I'm going to say no. There is no perfect fixture for anyone, which is why at Learn Stage Lighting Gear, we give you our opinions. So if you're considering this fixture or anything else, head over to our site, add it to your cart, request a quote. Feel free to send over pictures of your space to gear@learnstagelighting.com. Let us know what you're pairing this up with, what other fixtures. And we'll let you know how it's going to compare, how it's going to blend in with your current rig, and help you get some great personalized pricing on whatever you're looking for, whether it's these fixtures, other lights, audio, cases, stands, anything. Thanks so much for watching. We love to help, and we love to have you get your lights from Learn Stage Lighting Gear. Why get them from anywhere else? Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.